Morning, everybody. Time to make your way to your mat for the JCC's version of gentle yoga this Tuesday morning at 9:25. Happy to see you all here, and I'm just going to wait a moment and let everyone begin to come to their mat, find something to drink, get settled, and we'll talk about arriving at your mat in just a moment. So let's all begin to come together first. Let's see if I get close enough to where I can see. Good morning, Elizabeth Rist, and good morning, Margot. So it's starting. So from what I can see with you guys, I have what's called a Facebook portal, and it looks like a picture frame. And I can see me in the room, and then I see all the green dots I don't want to miss. Good morning, Janet and Sue and Connie, and Debbie is here. Good morning, everyone. So happy that you're here today as we prepare ourselves for our class and we get ready for yoga this morning. A few deep breaths once you kind of settle in. Good morning, Debbie. I have two Debbies on this morning. So what I get to see on my end of this class is sometimes a profile picture and a green oval that'll say, so-and-so's here. My two favorite words in this online teaching now is I'm here or good morning. And this is all of us kind of coming together. So usually I like to give that just a moment or two so that everybody can tune in so that we really do begin together here. Morning, Jackie. Morning, Mindy. Mindy in Dallas, Texas, which is a very nice thought right now. All right. So the way that we all come together, good morning, Sue. The way that we all come together is kind of spontaneous and kind of chaotic when you're at the J. And this yoga that I'm teaching today is on behalf of the JCC. And that's different than a lot of the other ways that I teach, which are just me out of my studio. This is on behalf of the JCC. This is arranged by the JCC and for its membership. And what does the JCC do besides do wonderful things for their membership? They reach out with these long arms through the whole community and they welcome everyone in, the entire community. And so if you happen to be new and watching, then I'm especially happy that you're here this morning. On behalf of the Jewish Community Center of Greater Dallas, we welcome you. We're very happy you're here. Okay, so we begin to arrive at the mat. Hold on, I just want to tell Catherine good morning, and I want to tell my friend Linda Narenberg good morning. All right. Well, in Dallas, Texas, things are shifting. And a lot of times I come to you and I bring a bedtime story or a poem. But because things are shifting quickly, I don't want you to focus on another idea. I want you to actually focus on you a little bit this morning. Good morning, Linda. Let me just do a couple more. Good morning, Brett. Good morning, Quinny. Okay, good. Here we come. Same thing as if we were in the Mind Body Studio at the J. Everybody finds a parking space and they're here. But as I was saying, so many things are shifting right now. And I know we're feeling it, and sometimes we're so busy that we're pushing it away. I always use examples kind of starting with me, and some people build on that, and some people say that's not relatable. But whatever it is, I toss it out there because we always have this very real exchange between each and every one of us. So, people are having choices now in Dallas. Initially, during all of this COVID and shelter in place, we all had the exact same rules. And there was no room for judgment, right? Everyone had to do the same thing, shelter in place. We all got our supplies and we dug in. And P.S. for shelter in place, a new term kind of came to me. And I know people said, I love that. One day Becky Slackman said, I love that. And I kind of called it rooted in place because we were trying to let some of this pass while we stayed just very rooted in place in our own homes. So we all had the same rules. Now we're seeing restaurants opening and museums operating, and things are beginning to shift. And in no way is what I'm talking about coming from a political place. It's absolutely not what I want to study. What I always want to study with you is the mind's reaction to what's going on. So when I talked with my son yesterday for a little bit, he had friends say, well, we can have a kind of a party this way and all that. None of that is what the conversation is about this morning. What the conversation is about is that for the first time in many, many weeks, you have choices. And with choices comes judgment. And in yoga, what do we work really hard not to do? We work really hard to do kind of live and let live, hold your own standard for yourself, but not get bogged down in the noise, the judgment of what other people are doing. So I submit to you this. You know, before all of this, I would always talk with my yogis, and they would always, as we're all on this path for good health, right? And people would share things with me. I'm taking a vitamin C every day, or I found a better multivitamin, or I'm taking a 2-mile walk every day after your class, or I'm turning off my television more, I'm putting my cell phone down, I'm taking a moment through the day and I'm, listening to my neck and my shoulders and I'm working them. Any and all of your health routines. Now things are switching a little bit. And I look at whatever within whatever's being lawful. I look at all of your COVID-19 choices at this place as simply an extension of your health. And so everyone is going to do what's right for their health. And just as some people are very into essential oils, and some people might be into taking those nice long nature walks, whatever soothes your soul, whatever is right for you during this time, that's where you go. And so we'll all hold on to our own standard. What's my standard? Well, I'm trying not to watch the news too much because I recognize whatever's going on, I'm completely up here and I want to be informed, so I want to take in some of it. But I don't want to be lost in that noise. That's one of my paths to good health through this time. I don't want to be focused every moment on the statistics that are so scary. I do want to be involved enough to know where can I help. Mine, of course, is like North Texas Food Bank, things like that. But I don't want to be lost in it. So I want you to take a moment as we're all here at the mat and ask yourself, without all the noise, what is your standard for good health right now? Your standard. Not someone else's. What are you doing for you right now? What do you know? Because I know that we know on our insides what keeps us healthy and safe. I feel that the body and the mind and the soul are very intuitive. So I give you some moments there. And then we go to the future a little bit. And as you make your way into the future and things have shifted a little bit, can you allow people that do not share your standard to go on their own path, just like you did before any of this COVID-19 shelter in place? Can they go on their path? Whatever that is. And can we recognize the two paths? One is our own rooted in place path to good health. We're going to do exactly what we need to do for ourselves and our families. And we're going to shelter that, put lots of awareness around that, and stay strong in that, whatever that is. then can we allow the judgment to fall away? And again, everything I'm talking about is always within whatever the Dallas County regulations are, right? Never stepping outside of that. But within that, can we allow other people, friends, neighbors, community members, can we allow them to do what they feel is right for them? And can we let the judgment fall away? And then within this same time period, within this same time on the mat, do those two different paths begin to offer you some peacefulness? You know, perhaps we don't need to have dialogue that is oppositional with friends should they choose a bit of a different path. We're turning so many things into political tensions these days. So I'd love us to be able to allow our good health to be rock solid with what we want for us, and to allow other people to do what's right for them. And then all of a sudden, that negativity, that pulling of that rope, will allow that to soften, and see how that affects us too. And in turn, perhaps it'll affect the health of all of us, you know, us, our friends, our neighbors, our community members. And it's right within that where the shoulders kind of fall away and you say, okay, I'm going to do me. That perhaps you can have a good, soothing meditation this morning, one that is particularly good for the body. So as always, about a minute or so here. I have a good playlist for you later too. This one I call Deep Stretch De-Stress. So the first thing that we've got to do together is have a nice long spine. And then the second thing is we roll these shoulders way up. And you know what my shoulders say when I get them up here? Oh man, they're so used to being up there. So I'm going to roll them back and down before I start. I'm going to let my heart shine a little bit. I'm going to suck my belly in just a little bit, not terribly much. I want to be alert, but not nervous, not agitated. And what I don't want to do with my body during meditation is find this. Even though that may seem to you right, you know, perhaps this is how you pray, but in meditation you want that nice posture because the body takes in the pose you put it in. And so you want to tell the body, I'm happy, I'm bright, I'm listening. 2 dings of the chimes at the end of the minute, and we're off. And the chimes bring us back together and root us in the present moment as we hear them. And one more time, and this is an important mindfulness exercise. So I'm going to ding the chimes, and I want you to listen with eyes closed until you no longer hear the sound in the air. And if you ever wondered, what is it to live in the present moment that they're all talking about? You just did that. So anytime your senses tune in to a sound or a smell, or you enjoy your food, you don't simply just gobble it down, not paying attention to how good it tastes or what the texture is. Anytime you use your senses or you feel the touch of the fingertips on one another, you're actually living in the present moment. In yoga, we try to do this frequently. So together, we'll gaze down towards the ground. We'll take just a moment here. The chin tucks into the chest. This is us literally grounding ourselves. We take just a moment here. And then as we've done every practice, we begin to open the eyes if they were closed. And I'd like you to notice the four walls that surround you, or perhaps you're outside and there are no four walls. Whatever your environment is, please notice everything around you as if it was for the first time. That too is an opportunity to live a mindful moment, to weave mindfulness into your day. And now we take in objects around us. And then some of us have gotten into this practice of closing our eyes and imagining this beautiful space, this mind-body space at the JCC that we're used to practicing in. And some of us who haven't had that opportunity are imagining what that would look like, or what we look like, or the friends, or perhaps by you tuning in, all of a sudden you see some of the people. Like right now I can see Ellen, I can see my friend Stephanie and Barbara. Just take in some friends, take in the real group feeling here, like an energetic group hug here. And then we're going to take the hands to heart center. We're going to press the thumbs into the chest, and we are going to Om. Big inhale. Om. And as I set the music going this morning, I'd love you to put your palms down on your knees and tune into your upper body. And that might mean that you are looking to the right and the left, or perhaps you want to lean your head back or tuck your chin deeply, maybe even pulling your chin in a little deeper than that, maybe beginning to work the shoulders here. Wherever you want to go, I'm going to set up the music and you tune in to your upper body, neck, back, shoulders. And what we like to do here is not wrap judgment around all that we're doing, like, oh my goodness, my shoulder is stiff today. Not that, but awareness everywhere. And I'm going to turn to the side, and you get to stay right where you are, and I'm going to straighten out my legs. And I'd love you to join me with your nice straight legs and shake out those knees. And again, wrapping awareness around everything, not wrapping judgment like, oh, I feel this today. Let go of all of that. Let's have a nice, relaxing, slow practice here this morning. Wiggling the toes and the ankles and beginning to hinge forward. And I use hinge on purpose because rather than coming here from the back, I want you to take your pelvis and literally tilt it down like you're turning the belly button to face the mat. And that may not happen, but at least energetically it might. All right, so I'm hanging out here and I'm breathing. My body's pretty used to this hinge forward, with my cell phone and my computer. I'm going to work my shoulders again. I'm going to drop my chin again, and then I'm going to sit up nice and straight. And I'm going to reach my hands all the way out. Fingers are so long, arms are so long. Big inhale through the nose before we get going. Giant exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Let something go you don't need, right? And then we're going to take this belly, we're going to take this core, and we're going to ask it to begin the work of coming down one slow vertebrae at a time. And we're taking our time here, and the heels are sliding, and I'm going to re-wiggle my fingers, and I'd like to hold myself here for a little bit of time as I work. So it's going to get deeper and deeper with more and more to do. And I'm looking for that shake. I'm looking for that little quake, that opportunity for me to build strength here. And maybe about here, you've got one more breath in you, soft face. And then when you come all the way down, take the hands and reach them all the way back behind you. Interlace your fingers and press the palms way away from you. Really feel a stretch. Point your toes, suck the belly into the spine. Be so long. Be the opposite of everything you did yesterday. Riding a bike or sitting on the couch or reading the paper or emailing. And then scoop up the knees. We have this pretty music from Enya. And I want you just to flow with this rhythm. Right elbow, we lean over. Left elbow, we lean over to the left. And keep on going. And you might notice even a little bit of tension here. Don't focus on that, just keep going. We're asking the body to find some relaxation, and we're asking the parasympathetic nervous system to find calm and a little bit of peace to benefit the body. Then we're going to go right away to happy baby. We're going to reach for the outside edges of the feet. We're going to bend the knees. And we're going to maybe find that same rock right here. I'm hoping you'll notice as you're here that this is a great back massage. And since none of us are getting a massage at this point, I want you to notice how all of that feels. And soften down the face. And then send the feet and the hands all the way up to the sky. Wiggle every finger, wiggle every toe. In particular, work these joints, right? So treat the wrists as little propellers. Treat the ankles as little propellers. I'm hoping you get a lot of little pops and cracks, the good kind of stuff, right? Interlace these fingers and press the palms away from you. And then nice and slow, take them back down behind the head. And are you breathing? I'm asking you again. Try to straighten the legs and pull these legs together. So we're opening the top half of the body, and we're beginning to open the hamstring sets. So slowly, right leg comes down. Just with about as much grace and breath as you have, taking your time here. And then rest that heel down and send those left toes way up higher. Big deep breath. And then slowly lower the left leg down too. Reach these hands all the way back. Find your deep stretch. My head and neck is lifted because I'm looking at you, or at least I'm looking at your names, but not you. You've got your head down. You are luxuriating in this beautiful stretch, and then you're gathering up your knees, and you're going elbow to elbow. So when you lay out nice and straight in that pretty line with that stretch you just did, you're putting space back between each and every vertebrae that gravity takes away a little bit each day. So we find a counterpose to gravity, right? Gravitational pull. Now reach for the outside edges of the feet. Go back to your happy baby. Go back to that rocking knee to knee. Ask yourself while you're here if perhaps the mind has slowed down a bit. If perhaps the breath is a little smoother than it was. And then we're going to send the hands and the feet back up. We're going to wiggle everything, work the propellers again. And one more time, we're going to press the palms away from us. Shoulders are lifted up and off the mat. So notice that. My shoulders are way up. And now I'm putting them back down in their pockets. Big difference for the shoulders. And then I'm floating my hands back and behind me. Meanwhile, my low belly is doing the work of holding my legs up, and you can probably tell, although I'm thrilled if you're not looking, if you're just listening to my cues. I'm straightening my legs a little more, gluing them together and bringing the toes back towards me. Now the same thing we did another moment, but we're starting with the left leg. And I might notice a little shaking in that left leg as it begins to come down, right? Quad has a lot of work to do here. Low belly has a lot of work to do. Some of you who are new to yoga may come down with that left heel a little earlier. Some of you may want a little staying power. You might add an extra breath or two. Now I'm going to take the right toes back to me a little bit closer. And then slowly try to straighten that right leg and take it down. One more time. I notice 3 times for everything really is the charm, as they say. Sweep up the knees. Find a little rock, elbow to elbow. Then go back to happy baby one last time, but this time put more distance in between the feet and begin to rock knee to knee here. This time, send both legs all the way up. Plant the hands. We're finding alternate leg lifts. So try to straighten the legs. I know some be kind of here, and I'm like, no, a little more effort, a little bit more stretch today. Right leg comes down to a hover and back up, and the left leg comes down to a hover, and then it comes back up, and we keep on going. And there's some serious work here if you want to get into it with me. So I'm going to try to straighten my legs. I am going to try really hard to take momentum out of it. This is momentum if you happen to be watching. If I'm doing this, I'm just rocking around. I'm not looking for that though. I want you to really use the quad. I want you to take this time to stretch out the hamstring set, to flex both feet and push through the heel, making this a real opportunity to tone the legs, to tone the low belly. So if you put your fingers right here in the low belly right now, you'll feel all the tension of the muscles. Lots of good work going. So I'm going to ask a lot of you. I know most of you know I really love to teach good core work. It's slow and it takes time, but it's so worth it. Next time you almost slip on a curve and you catch yourself, you're going to thank yourself for all of your core work. That core is so sustaining. Let's go 8 here. 7, welcome to everyone who's just joining us. 6, 5, go legs go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Glue the whole thing together. Pull the toes back towards you. You may not be able to see my feet, but I want you to know I'm flexing them until I feel those calves and I'm spreading my toes apart. For me, when my eyes catch my own body, one thing I'm always looking for myself, spread my toes apart, and I know I'll be engaged there. All right, now I'd love your nose to be right up to the ceiling. I'd like your hands to be your stabilizers. We'll lower together in 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, lengthen more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll pull the hands all the way back behind us. Reach here, let your fingernails touch the ground. Point the toes and breathe. And then scoop up your knees. Rock you out elbow to elbow here. Beautiful, beautiful. Take these legs, straighten them out, open them like a V. Now press the inner thighs apart and find some bend of the knees and some straight. And I want you to do this several times. Just flow with you bending the knees. We're trying to open up the inner thighs a little bit. But you know, this is also still core work. A little bit of bang for your buck here. All right. Legs come all the way up. Now toes back towards you. Try to straighten the legs again. Sometimes I'll run my hands down the backs of my legs just so I can feel what's going on. Then I plant the hands. Toes come back towards us. We up the ante a little bit as we always do. Lower in 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10, 9, 8, straighten it more, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send the hands all the way back. Find your stretch again. Hopefully fingernails can find the ground. I want you to feel that sensation. And then scoop the knees up. We've been here a lot today. And rock you out elbow to elbow. Together, we're finding 30 crunches. It's our first set. Here we go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, and 20. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head and neck come all the way down. The stabilizers plant. The legs go up. Now, my legs are here with a bend. I'm going to push through the heels. I'm going to try to remedy that a little bit. Flex the feet. Spread the toes way apart. Now bring the toes back towards you. Oh, I feel it right in my calves. Are you feeling it? I really hope so. Lower in 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. We got this. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the hands reach back. Time to interlace those back 3 fingers. Point the index fingers. Let them press against one another. Point the toes. Suck the belly. Now you're even longer than you were before. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale it through the mouth. Some of you are brave enough to do that with sound, letting tension go. Scoop up those gorgeous knees and rock it out elbow to elbow. Second set of crunches. We're off. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, getting there, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Head and neck go down. Last time the feet are going to come up, but I want you to straighten them and flex them and spread those toes apart and glue them together. So I always say this is the big one. So in the big one, while we're waiting here and we're in this legs up the wall and your blood pressure is lowered and you're reversing circulation, are you holding the shoulders in your ears? Take them away. Crawl the fingers down closer to the toes. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. So don't make all of this work happen in the face. The face doesn't need any more tension. We've got the news for that, right? So not for this. Here we go. Pulling the toes back towards me a tiny bit more. Straightening the legs a lot. 20, it's the big one. 19, 18, 17. Glue them together. Really push things into the midline. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Can you find a hint of a smile? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you elongate like you've been doing. You point the toes out, and one more time, scoop these knees in. Rock you out elbow to elbow. So, my friends, 40 more crunches takes us to 100, and then we rock up and do the rest of the class after you could bounce a nickel off our core. Ready? 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, and 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, and now you're halfway. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And head and neck come down, and the hands plant, and the legs come up. This one's just a quickie, point and flex for a breath or two. No cracking is kind of happening now, right? Because everything's pretty supple. It's had a good amount of movement. Toes come back towards you. Lower please in only 12. 11. How straight are the legs? How soft is your face? 10. 9. Let the shoulders go. 8. 7. No clenching teeth. Move the tongue around. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And you reach back and you find your stretch. And you pull the knees in. And for those of you that want to rock with me front and back, we play with that. And for those of you that say, that's not great on my back, or I don't value that, you just come to a seat. Because yoga, as you know, is a buffet, and you take what you like, and you don't take the other stuff. So we rock another time or two. And then we find a seat together with the wrong leg in front. And I want you to take just a moment while you're here and notice how the core feels. So for me, I'm like, woo, I feel it, yay you, right? Not easy, but during this time, so good, keeping our immune system strong. Palms face the sky, take a big inhale through the nose, and a big exhale through the mouth. Take the right hand on the heart, the left hand on the belly, go back to your breath, and take a moment here, and go back to any intention you might have for this practice. Beautiful, everyone. Hands reach all the way back behind you, fingers point away. Take a giant inhale, and on your exhale, open the heart, the chest, drop the head way back. Let the throat open up, and then begin to take you forward. We're going to kind of go forward and back a little bit. So crawl these fingers forward on the inhale, and then on the exhale, crawl them backwards. Let's see if we can turn this into a little bit of a flow. But when you get here, I'm even going to play with moving my hands back more, opening my heart, my chest, dropping the head back. And then as soon as I get comfortable there, I start moving me. One more time. Let's come forward once more, and let's come back once more. Heads dropping all the way back, chest parting, like the heart could just explode, right? And all of a sudden, your throat is so open. Now breathe big here through the nose if you can, and then slowly come all the way back to seated. Take these hands all the way up, the palms touch, reach them up higher than you were going to, and allow them to come down past the mind, the mouth, and close into the heart. Tip the chin, and again, one more big inhale through the nose, one big sigh. We let all that tension just exit the body. We make our way to hands and knees now. I want you all to remember, as I need to drink during this practice, which I don't usually cue, but during this time we recognize it is more important than ever to stay well hydrated. Inhale, we look up. Exhale, we tip the chin, and we are pressing the earth away from us as we find these cows and these cats, so we work here. And maybe a couple more, however you would like to do this, And I know some of you have other movement that the body is asking for right now, like I like to take a hip to the right and a hip to the left, but this is big exaggerated movements. It's not small, big exaggerated movements. And then maybe even a nice circle here. So I like to always start counterclockwise. I try to remember while I'm here and I'm moving my hips that these hips are ball and socket joints, and they're not meant to only go in a linear way, right? So really make that happen. Really honor the way that they are created. And then that beautiful child's pose where the big toes touch. And noticing the hands pressing into the mat. The hips are going to the heels. The back's getting a lovely stretch. And you reach the fingers out even longer. Active arms in this child's pose. And the head perhaps rests on the ground. And for those of you who don't find that to be accessible, you can always fist up two hands and lay the forehead here. Relax the face completely. That's what I would like for you, is just to have a moment where you focus on every facial muscle, completely having relaxation. And then one more time, and I know several of you might be suffering from allergies today, so you might have to breathe through the mouth, but let's try that big inhale through the nose and a giant exhale through the mouth. And then tuck your toes. We'll find our first downwards facing dog together. Rising high up on the toes, sinking very deep into the heels, pedaling it out maybe, bending one knee at a time here. And then together we're going to bend the knees and we're going to begin walking these hands backwards towards the feet. Gather up these big toes with your 2-piece fingers. Inhale, we find some length. Now we worked with the hamstrings on our back. This is even more serious, right? Some of you may need knees pretty bent here. Don't worry about that, but I want you to feel the stretch. Bend the elbows, come all the way down in that nice forward fold. Shake the head, yes, no, and maybe. Press the hands into the shins. Inhale, find a half lift here. Exhale, lower you all the way down, and I encourage you to let something go here you don't need. Bending the knees, we interlace the hands at the back of the head. Nice stretch for the neck here. And then release, and let's just sweep up together. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Inhale, reach all the way up, and see about pulling some nice ropes this morning. Just making your way into the side body here. And remember when we were laying back, when we were on our backs, we did so much work by interlacing the fingers. Let's do it once more. Looking straight ahead. Big deep breaths. And then swan dive you all the way back down. The hands this time are going to come back and behind the legs. Lots of deep breathing here. Shaking the head, yes, no, and maybe. And slowly crawling your way to a plank. In this plank, I would like you to turn it into a nice stretch. And while you're here, see if you can push the heels back a little bit more. Put some weight in the baby toes. And bring that same amount of relaxation that you were having earlier here. I know, that sounds silly, right? I'm asking you for a lot. But so much of that can be accomplished if you'll soften the face. So don't take the effort in the face. The facial muscles don't need any help making creases or tension lines. So soften the face. And don't hang the head way down. We'll call that kind of victim head. Leave the neck up nice and long, the butt up nice and high. Take 3 more breaths here. You've got this all day long. And then the way that we're going to come up, using that strong core we've been working with, is taking the tailbone up high, pressing the earth away from us, letting this down dog happen completely, almost organically. Feel every fingertip pressing into the mat. Rise high on the toes. Sink deep in the heels. Take a big inhale through the nose again, and a giant exhale through the mouth. Start with a different hand. I'm going to start with my left this time. I'm walking back again. I'm bending the knees. I'm coming to that very same forward fold. 2-piece fingers. Really take the big toes. And in a time when we're not touching, I want you to really grab them. I'll see some people just touch a middle finger to the toe. That's not what I mean. It's these 2-piece fingers, and you're literally wrapping them around the big toes. Your thumbs are on the big toenails. Inhale, half lift. Now there's going to be some weight in those fingers, and I want you to notice this. Big inhale. Exhale, now let it go. Now bend the elbows. Let the back have its stretch. Let there be no wrinkles in the back of the neck. Your head is like a pendulum here, and you're having this nice, mild inversion, and you're breathing. And then you're going to press the hands into the shins. There's your half lift. Exhale, lower you down. This time, bend the knees, and you are a rag doll. I want you to bend the knees so much that the belly is resting on the thighs. Don't worry, the quads have this. Go hamstrings, right? But the top body is taking a bit of a rest. And then suddenly, the soles of the feet press into the earth, and you begin to unfurl, right? And I want you to come all the way to a capital T and stay right here. Closing down the eyes if that's right for you. This is the first part of a balance practice, right? Where we close down the eyes. It's a real opportunity to investigate the body. I keep reaching my fingers out further to the walls on either side, giving my heart some room on the east and the west. And then the palms reach up to touch, and we notice this in a time when there's not much physical touch going on. So even palms touching is a great nourishing thing for the body. And the hands come all the way down to heart center. Crown of the head is still lifting. I'm still trying to find every inch of height that I have. Big inhale through the nose. Giant exhale through the mouth. Sweep these hands all the way up. Bend the knees. We'll find a chair pose here. A little awkwardness. Notice I'm coming forward, but now I'm going to rock it back. Won't you rock it back with me? And lift the toes up, coming into the heels mostly. And then I'll say to myself, okay, Debbie, you really came to your mat on purpose. And that's about when I'll deepen it. I try to find the place with my gaze where the ceiling meets the wall. I'll challenge us here at 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, you're almost there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crawl it back to your downwards facing dog. We gotta crawl, we gotta walk, we gotta sit. We gotta take the body into every position that it could possibly go in. And then together, we find that nice, strong plank. We've been here before. The core is so ready. So we're not taking this tension in the face. Quite the opposite. Relax the face. Loosen the jaw. We're here. We got this. We've been practicing it. Can you feel a tiny bit of weight in the baby toes? Right? So spread them apart. Feel that. And then maybe you want to rock forward and back just a little bit in this plank. Just continuing to work the toes and open the feet. First chaturanga. You ready? Knees touch down. Big toes point backwards. Again, no tension, no rush. This is a slow flow. This is gentle yoga. We're taking it slow. We look like a diagonal line here. And we remember, the only thing that's going to move is the elbows. We're coming all the way down to the ground. All the way down. With lots of tone and patience here. All right, now press into that mat. Up you go for the first upwards facing dog. I ask you to surrender the hips, which means let them go. Loosen up the butt. Don't hold on to the butt here. Roll those shoulders back. Find the place where the ceiling meets the wall. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, let the knees touch down. And notice the hands as they press into this strong earth. And take the hips to the heels for a child's pose. Next breath, we're taking these hands backwards and we're coming up and onto the knees. Two poses here, one a back bend, one not. You remember that Z pose, so good for the quads. Hands reach forward, palms are down. This is a pure diagonal line, not a back bend here, right? Go quads go. So we take it back. We're this diagonal line. I'm going to show it to you from this side. Now try not to do a back bend. I'm going to wait right here. Then I'm going to give us all a count. How about 12, 11, can we go a little further back? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then take yourself all the way back up. Take your hands to the low back. Take a nice inhale. Is your neck long while you're here? Exhale, press the pelvis forward and begin to drop the head and the neck, just like you did earlier in seated. Again, let the butt go. The butt tries to tighten up, right? Those glutes are like, don't worry, I got this. We don't need that though. Press the hips forward. Some of you are going to gaze almost back behind you, and for some of us, that's not accessible. So you might even go to that place again where the ceiling meets the wall. Big back bend, shoulders rolling back, chest open. Slowly come all the way through center. Plant the hands, tuck the toes, go right back to downwards facing dog. Second vinyasa. From down dog, we're going all the way to that strong plank. I'm going to take my knees down, but if you don't need to, don't worry about that. Knees come down, toes point back. This is that diagonal line, right? Soften the face. This isn't going to be about the face. Only thing bending here is the elbows. Beautiful, everyone. Now press into those hands, up dog. Let go of the butt, find the place where the ceiling meets the wall. Surrender a little bit. Allow the shoulders to have their time to work. Allow the heart to open and shine. For 3, 2, 1. Knees touch down, because mine were floating, were yours. And then bring the hips all the way back to the heel. That's your child's pose. Touch the big toes together. Slowly find down dog again. Take a big inhale through the nose and a giant exhale through the mouth, like, ah. We're going to lift the right leg high to the sky. That's 3-legged dog. I want you to have an opportunity for a stretch here. So while your hands are pressing into the mat and the right leg is lifted, try to lower that left heel down and breathe. I know you're going to feel a terrific stretch on the back of the left leg. That's what we're after. And then nice and slow, we're going to shift forward, putting that right foot in between the hands. Now, when I first started yoga, I remember it would come here, and I would literally put my hand on my ankle and schlep it up here. And if you've got to do that, no worries, right? But where would it be great for your big toe to be? About under your eyes. So I want you to have this lunge. See, my legs are so long here. I want that stretch. I want to open my heart. And then this nice runner's lunge, and then I want you to look up and open your chest rather than this. We talk about that in plank too. Nice, big and open, big inhale. And then when you're ready, drop down that left knee. Point those left toes backwards. Crawl all the way up this knee till the fingers are facing inward. And then I like to look at it both ways, right? This is football, right? This is yoga. Bending into that right knee. Stay here. The place that I want you to take the focus and your sensation is this left thigh, this hip flexor opening up so big. And then together we're going to sweep these hands all the way up. We're going to try to gaze up towards the thumbs. How much can you bend that right knee? How much can you find that pretty back bend again? And then looking forward, we're going to drop these hands back and behind us. We're going to interlace them and drive these knuckles down the back of that left leg. Maybe finding the place with the gaze where the ceiling meets the wall. Of course, that really depends on your room, doesn't it? And for those of you who are outside this morning, just look up kind of over the horizon. And then the hands sweep up again. And the palms touch. When we lower them to the heart, can you take one more big breath here? And then slowly frame the right foot and step it back to down dog. Tailbone going nice and high. So this is your resting pose, and you're finding your breath here, rising high up on your toes and sinking deep into the heels. And we'll take a vinyasa here, just a palate cleanser. So we find our plank. And this time I'm not going to put down my knees, but I'm going to shift a little bit more forward on my toes. Again, only thing bending the elbows, right? Lowering down, maybe the chest leads a bit, and then inhaling us up, upwards facing dog. You have 2 choices in upwards facing dog. So as you're here, the knees can rest on the ground, or you can lift them a couple of inches off of the mat, and that would be power yoga upwards facing dog. Whatever your pleasure, yoga buffet, right? Tucking the toes, hips go all the way high again. Pressing the earth away from you, and we have the second side. Left leg lifts, and we stay right here in 3-legged dog. Now make your adjustment. If you're looking at those left toes will be pointed straight down. The right heel is also trying to press down towards the mat so you can get that optimal stretch. Are you breathing, she says. Next breath, and so slow, that left foot is trying to come in between the thumbs. My shoulders do this big rotation, and I try to lift me high like that Halloween cat pose, right? And then the left foot comes down. I come to my fingertips, and I oochie scooch my left toes forwards, because I want that stretch. I want to feel feel this right hip flexor open. And I'm reaching and I'm looking straight ahead and I'm taking a big breath. Maybe I'm doing a little bit of rocking here on those toes. And then when you're ready, drop that right knee, point those right toes backwards, and literally crawl up that leg. Both hands are facing inward. Then I like to feel the difference, right? This is football. This is us on a football field making a play, right? But yoga, so different. So we want to embrace the difference and that stretch. We bend that left knee as much as we can. And we breathe. Relax the face. The tension isn't going to make it any better, right? Maybe even move the tongue around in the mouth because even the mouth holds tension. Take a breath or two. And then when you're ready, we're going to sweep these hands out and up. Maybe your gaze goes up to the thumbs. Maybe you're coming back to that nice back bend as you gaze up. Do you have a couple of breaths here? Do something great with your hands, everyone. Hands reach back. Now here, I'd love you to interlace a little differently. Right? The way that doesn't feel quite as regular and the hands are running down the inside of that right thigh. Hopefully, maybe you make modifications, you make adjustments. And then stare straight ahead or a little above the horizon. Be nice and tall. Do you have one more breath here? And the hands reach out and up, and we know we're going slowly, and we know the body might be shaking. We reach the hands all the way up, and slowly we frame this left foot. Stay here, take a breath, step it back, find your way to downwards facing dog. All of these transitions are equally as important as all of the poses. Shake the head, yes, no, and maybe. Spread the fingers apart like pie slices. Let even the pinky finger bear some weight. Pushing the chest towards the thighs. Take one more big breath. And then slowly shift towards that plank. This one we're going to take a nice good count. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push forward on the toes. Bend only the elbows. Maybe the chest leads for this chaturanga. And then press you up. Last upwards facing dog. What do you not need here? What holds you in down dog but doesn't hold tension? 2 more breaths. Knees touch down this time. We're going all the way back to child's pose. And in this child's pose, please take your hands to the low back. Interlace them here. Give those hard-working shoulders a breath. And I'm going to try to lower my forehead to the ground. Today it seems to work. I often get there through a little bit of rocking. Always trying to soothe my nervous system while I'm practicing so that my body will really give me the maximum benefit here. Maybe your hands will lift up just a little bit. And then slowly come back to the knees. We're going back where we were just a bit ago. So if you need something under the knees, now's the time to do that. Z pose first. Palms are facing down. Big diagonal line. You lean you back. Go quads go again, right? Let's go 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Now, back bend. All the back bends that happen here, take your hands down or camel poses. I want to give you an opportunity to go back where we were before, where the fingers press into the low back. But I know some of you want to catch your heels. So if that's you, my knees are right under my hips. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck my toes. You may not be able to see that on your video, but I'm tucking my toes the way you do for downwards facing dog. So you've already seen us go this way, pressing the pelvis forward. If you want the other camel pose, if you want to reach for the heels, that's the one I'm going to model. So the hands reach all the way up on the inhale. And I'm going to swing my right arm back behind me. I'm going to rotate it till I find my heel. All right, now now comes the tough part. The one's easy, right? The left hand's going to also rotate back, but my whole body seems to go backwards. Now I need to pretend that there's a wall in front of me, and I want to push my pelvis forward so that I can open my upper back. Quite a lot. Not an easy pose, asking a lot of us. Big, deep back bend. Find 3 breath cycles here with me. Slowly, slowly. Tuck the chin a bit. Protect the neck. Release the heels one at a time. And take these hands all the way up. Look all the way up at these thumbs. And so slowly, take them past the mind, the mouth, and close into the heart. While these toes are tucked, we have this perfect time for a toe balance. So the fingertips come down, because I want it to kind of stabilize me while I try to work here. Now I'm going to turn to you. You stay right here. This is where, believe it or not, we're going to say goodbye to each other today. And I'm going to stop the music because I want you to hear your breath here. So I'm on my tippy toes. My fingers are down. And I'm going to see about tuning in with my mind to my breath. Because in balance, I don't want to be thinking of my grocery list and my to-do list and everything I need to do today. And I might be in a place where I do half of a namaste, or perhaps I can work it here. Because I like us to have a little challenge at the end, right? So here we are, we're on the toes. Now I want you to straighten your spine and your neck. Right here is where we're going to Om and seal this class. Big inhale. Om. So proud of everyone who makes their way to their mat in their home. I think it's much harder than going somewhere where the door is shut. And if you're shaking and quaking like me, that means we're doing it right. We're working on our balance. And we're working on our balance across the board, on our mats, in our lives, everything. So proud to be associated with this wonderful group of people. And I wish you from my heart to yours a namaste. And I'm going to ask us if we can stand up on our toes. I don't know. And then lower the heels. Sweep the hands out and up one last time. Touch the palms together. Lower them for the last time today. Past the mind, the mouth, and close into the heart. The light within me, I hope, honored and reflected all the good things that you brought with you to your mat right back at you today. You deserve it. Each and every one of you is the reason why these classes, why these practices are happening and successful, because you are the ones making it to your mat. Thank you, my dear friends. I'll see you soon. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful day today.